Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're going to be talking about the leadership ability because it is unique in that when you have a character with the leadership ability, you unlock a new level of power beyond basically any other type of character because of the ability synergy with White Fox. Now you do need White Fox's newest uniform. If you don't have it, it's going to be on sale in a few days, but if you have a character, any character that has the leadership ability, they get all of these Kumiho stance buffs, which are insane. And then they also get access to, if they are a hero, they get access to these buffs here. So you have to be a hero and you have to have the leadership tag. It's kind of easy though, because every single character that has a leadership tag is a hero except for Colossus. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But it's really, really strong because there's just so many buffs stacking on top of each other. Chain hit is really powerful. Ignore dodge is more useful than ever. And then the 65% increased damage to villains is just bonkers. So what I wanted to do is, I'm not here making a video to just talk about the leadership ability. There's lots of cool characters that have leadership ability, but more specifically, there are characters that I haven't really reviewed in a minute who stand to gain a heck of a lot from White Fox's buffs. And I'm just showing you, I'm sort of teasing you here with characters that could use her buffs, because there's a lot of very meta characters. Like, I mean, I've done it already showing you the Eternals, and that's really where you can sort of base this example from, but it actually revives a lot of characters who may have slipped and fallen off in the meta, and it can sort of give them an extra push, and they may not be able to keep up with the meta of today. I'm not saying that Thor is suddenly the best Universal in the game, or Ghost Rider is going to take his top spot, which reminds me, I forgot about Supergiant. I apologize. Supergiant is one of the 10 best Universal characters in the game. I would have had her at number 3 ahead of Thena, and I would have bumped Thena to 4. I would have bumped Null to 5, or I would have bumped Sentry, Thena to 4, Sentry to 5, Null to 6, Hela to 7, and then I would have bumped Proxima off the list. So shout out to that mistake that I made. I did rectify it in the community tab and in the comment section of that video, but yes, I did space out about Supergiant. That was not a ranking of just Universal tier 3s. That was not the intention. But anywho, back to the video at hand. So what I thought I would do today is take Professor X. That is why he is there at the top, and basically revisit him. And why I chose Professor X to start, I know he's a difficult character to obtain, but unlike some of the other characters that I just showed you, you know, Captain America Falcon, Thor, Ghost Rider, Beta Ray Bill, Moon Knight, Professor X isn't really meta. And he's less meta than those characters that I just named, and he was sort of given up on. He was sort of forgotten when this uniform came out, even though this uniform came out like less than 6 months ago. It came out with the 6-year anniversary, and it's a gorgeous uniform, and it's nostalgic from my childhood. And I think a lot of players bought this uniform, as I did. Not that they were hoping for a massive rework, because I reviewed the uniform and I basically said, you know, this uniform doesn't really do enough for him, and it doesn't really bring him into the meta. It doesn't really bring him back, right? Because he was meta when he first came out, right? House of X, March 2020. He was definitely meta when he came out, but he slowly lost his grip, and he slowly lost his power, and World Boss Legend came around and just left him in the dust. So he's still in the dust, but I want to see now if White Fox can bring him back from the brink of dustnicity. So we're gonna quickly go over the build here with his own lead and White Fox's buffs. He's rocking 63,000 energy attack, which is a lot. We've got a couple of Odin's blessings bumping his energy attack up higher, some crit rate. The ignore defense is kind of irrelevant there. We have no artifact. We have the stage 12 power of Angry Hulk. We have a CTP of Rage, which I'm actually also going to be swapping mid-video for a Judgment. So I wanted to do sort of a 2-part special here on Professor X. And then for the uniform options, we've got movement speed, energy attack, HP, dodge, and all attack. So he's pretty stacked. I'm ranked 1345. Those are the stats there. I'm basically capped on everything except 5% missing on crit damage. And yes, he has the all-important, coveted leadership tag. So important. Let's get a baseline on his damage, and then we'll see what White Fox can do for him. With just his base build, I don't think that Professor X is going to be a huge threat for World Boss Legend, and we sort of know this from testing because he doesn't have ignore dodge. He doesn't really have much in the way of buffs. He doesn't have too many hits, and he also doesn't have ignore dodge. Now, he does have ignore dodge with his tier 3. He gets 100% there, but that's not necessarily enough to really put him ahead here. He does have accumulation on his 5th skill, which is nice, I believe. But yeah, he does get hit by both cages here. We're not doing too bad, but again, it's a rage character. This is stage 9. This is not the most impressive piece of content. He does have a heal, which is nice, but generally speaking, this is a little slow. Not bad. Actually, honestly, not bad. That's not bad. Full strikers, however, his own leadership, but you know what? 45 seconds is not bad. Stage 9 is pretty low, though, for a character that's maxed out with a rage. Now let's see what he does with White Fox. I think this should be very interesting. I'm not really that interested in his base power because we're going to drop one striker here because we know he is not going to be that good standalone. But now with White Fox in the mix, what can he really, how far can he really push? And you can even go throw Mystique in for an extra buff and an extra support with an extra team up ability and really start to see some big numbers. So we're going to get a lot more chain hit this time around. We're going to get hit by the cage again. Nice. Beautiful. Not really what I was hoping for at all. But we're going to cancel here, and we should see some pretty nice fireworks. That was kind of... Okay. True. Getting hit by both cages does suck, but on the flip side... okay. So he's... I don't know, is it 10 seconds, 9 seconds faster? That's not bad. Let's continue, or let's get another run in and see. All right, so I went back to the drawing board. I refreshed my memory for Professor X's rotation, and it's something like this, where you just stack everything onto 3, and then you can splash in the 1 and 2 there again. We cannot dodge the cage, just absolutely not. But yeah, this damage is much better here. His tier 3 also doesn't let him dodge the cage. Brutal. But this is much better damage-wise. There we go. So we got a 29-second phase 1. We're going to keep going here and see how fast he can rip Null to shreds. And again, not the best. I'm aware that Professor X is not the best blast-type character in the game. I know. Like, other characters would have one-shotted this. You wouldn't even see the bar moving. But, man, it's Professor X, all right? He's got the wheels, all right? It's Professor X here. We can use the 5 and then just cheekily fly. Okay, yeah. He pulls himself towards Null, so I was getting kind of scared there. We're going to stay in iframe on 6. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous damage. Okay. Is this less than a minute? No, it's already... Our minute already passed. Okay. Well, you know what? His 5th skill has invincibility, so if there was some way for me to press his 5th skill, I could stand here and deal damage. Auto-attacking. Boom! So, not bad. A minute 19. That's not bad. And this is with a rage, not a judgment. Now, here's the big problem with Professor X, and maybe why I shouldn't have chosen Professor X for this first example with White Fox. You basically can't use them again together versus Null, because it's either going male or human. Male for Professor X, human for White Fox, or again male or female for just White Fox, or blast for just Professor X, or I hate myself right now. So there's basically no overlap between the two of them. The only overlap here that you're going to find is versus Mephisto beyond stage 9 anyways, where you can use them both. You can't use them anywhere. You can use them up to 14. So you can use them both on 14 because it's superhero, but otherwise you go all the way up to 35 for the leadership tag. So here's what I want to do, because 9 is too easy, obviously, but here, we're going to go to 35. We're going to give Professor X the best possible team, because he does apply for this, he does work for this stage. Man, if Mephisto did mind damage, that would be crazy. Now I know what you're thinking. Alex, you've got Thena tier 3 with a rage. Just use her, my good fellow. No. We're going to use Professor X, and you're going to like it, okay? This is a wheelchair father video. He's going to take way too much damage. I don't know. We'll see here. But I like the rotation. I think the rotation is pretty good. The damage is kind of low. It's in the 200,000s. But we can make it work. Professor X going to make it twerk. What kind of academy is he running? All right. So I don't think rage is the best option for him. I would highly recommend a judgment if you really want to make it work with Professor X, but he's got wheels now, so he's quick. He's kind of quick with it. So we're going to pop everything anyways, because we need that rage to activate before we hit 6. You can cancel 6, you know, after a little bit here anyways, but we don't have anything to do. And not being in 6, or being in 6 rather than being in another skill is going to protect us from more, not all, but more of Mephisto's attacks. And by gosh, does Professor X need it. I see some 500,000s. Okay. It's not bad. I kind of like this rotation. I'm kind of liking it, but yeah, this is bad. This is bad and slow. The fact that we're doing this a second time, this is basically a no-no. If this happens to you, there's a high chance you cannot clear the stage of Mephisto that you're trying to do. If you have to do this Doctor Strange thing twice. Oh, I think I canceled. Oh, I canceled 5 too fast. Dang, I've actually done that. No, I didn't. I got the accumulation. Okay, so it took about 90 seconds. I did get the accumulation. Okay. 90 seconds is bad. It's definitely bad. But this actually gives me hope. This is crazy. If I swap him now over to a Judgment, just a regular Judgment, not a Mighty Judgment, we're not going to get... he can definitely do 35 with a Mighty Judgment, by the way. But I think he can do it with a regular Judgment. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to actually give him this one right here. This 25, 15, 200. You want to get at least 15% chain hit. That's kind of important. And we're going to go back here, and I think he can do it. If I die, I think I'm going to die. Like, I think if I lose, it would be to taking damage. I don't think he's going to lose to DPS. If only Cersei's buffs applied to Professor X. If only he was one of the Eternals. But yeah, the proc not activating was brutal there. The Judgment proc not activating was tragic. There we go, 400,000s. Okay, 300s. Okay, yeah. There it goes. There, now it's activating. Okay. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage from those puddles. That's really scary. Okay, we got to pop off the heal on 5 there for a little bit of protection, but his HP melted fast. You really have to pay attention too because his base defenses are pretty low. So you don't want to get caught there. You can cancel. You can do a 6 cancel into 3. That's not too bad actually. That would be a pretty decent combo. I want to finish here. Oh, he can do it. No way. He can do it. He can do it. He can do it. Me yelling at the daycare teacher because they don't want to accept my son. He can do it. No. Yeah, he died. Okay. Yeah, that's what I... That's what I thought. All right, let me get back to where we were. I'm going to swap out one of these strikers for a fire resist striker. Because he needs it. We could use Thena, but no, we're not going to. Gonna pop the tier 3. Not bad, not bad. Ooh. Yeah, remember... Oh, are you kidding me? Bro, he takes so much damage. He's fast, though. He is fast. He just needs so much more HP. It's bananas. No! All right, there we go. We're back in phase 2. We're not going to die this time. Everything's going to be hunky-dory. We're going to live, and it's going to be lit. We just have to play simultaneously aggressively and very defensively. It's fine. It can definitely work. We just also need to remember... It's so cool when his tier 3 pops off. We also need to remember to use the second skill to get away. So we're going to use the second skill defensively to interrupt our rotations. With Professor X, so that we can then get away from Mephisto. So we're going to use 2, and then we're going to... Yeah, yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. That would have killed us last time, but we have learned from our mistakes, Charles. I guess that's Magneto. That's not Charles. You get what I'm trying to say, though. Okay. Gotta dodge that. Gotta pop that. This is not the ideal rotation damage-wise, but this is what's going to make us survive. So this is a winning rotation, not a top DPS rotation. And we're going to take advantage of switching here. Although we are not going to do any damage with Thena because we want this to be a bald man clear. All right. There, I would have really liked to have the co-op skill, but I'm glad that I didn't. Because otherwise there we would have died. That would have killed us as well. That was like 4,000 damage a tick. That was terrifying. I need to heal. Oh, I got so lucky. I don't know how we survived that. I don't know how. I think the second phase is by far the hardest for Professor X, though. Gonna pop this, pop this, pop this. And we have to dodge that. That's terrifying. That will no doubtedly one-shot us. So we have to be super aware of this thing at all times. And I think we can play a little bit more aggressively now with the rest of the stuff. And we do need to play aggressively because we're running out of time. We're sub 2 minutes here. The nice thing is we can pop the tier 3 and then run because of the residual, like because of the damage that it ticks off every time. And 2, Professor X is fast in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's quick with it. We just need the judgment to pop off more often, dude. He can totally do stage 35. That's crazy. I did not have this on my bingo for 2021. Okay, the stun there is annoying, for sure. We have to watch the puddles, too. If he stuns us into a puddle, we'll die. So at this point, most things are going to kill Professor X. You also kind of don't want to do what I just did. You don't want to press 5 and then start moving because the 5 is actually pulling you towards the enemy. So if you do that, then you're more likely to have a harder time dodging. Where is the thing? Okay, it's there. He can totally do this. Wow. I'm so shocked. I haven't changed my Pierce, so 22% Pierce was the same amount the last time I reviewed him. Really, the difference maker here is White Fox. That's and more like raid level and stuff like that. We're going to use the second skill to get around Mephisto as well. We sort of do the same thing that we do with Luna's first skill, where when Mephisto's in front of us, we use 2 to charge through him. We're not going to need it here, but let's say he was about to slam on us. We would just use 2 and we would charge behind him and we would dodge the slam. Wow. 16 seconds left, but he gets it done. Did you have that on your bingo board? And keep in mind, I'm using Thena and a regular judgment. So as insane as it sounds, if you are a humongous Professor X fan, you could reforge your judgment. I'm not saying you should, but you could. And he would definitely do this without Thena's lead, with a reforged judgment. Or you could give him more Odin's blessings to try and increase his energy attack more, or you could get an extra 3% Pierce, because I'm not even at the cap for Pierce. I'm at 22 instead of 25. So yeah, Professor X, he's kind of still got it, but huge thanks to White Fox giving him 65% increased damage to Mephisto, 30% decreased damage received, which is obviously clutch, as you saw by all my deaths, the chain hit damage, the ignore dodge, and the increase all attack. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know who you want to see next of the leadership characters, leadership ability characters. And thank you so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.